Are your earning expectations completely out to lunch? If you're a therapist thinking about stepping into private practice, making money is probably one of the biggest things on your mind right now. But how sure are you that the numbers in your head actually reflect the reality of the situation? In this video, I'm going to help you sanity check your expectations so that you can make a good, sound decision going into private practice. Before we dive in, let's make sure we're on the same page about two key ideas. First, your private practice revenue is simply the number of billable hours you work multiplied by your average billable rate. So more hours or a higher average rate equals more revenue. Number two, your take-home pay is what's left after you pay your expenses and your taxes. You do have to pay these things. If you're currently an employee, that number, the take-home pay, is the one that you'll want to compare to with your paycheck, not your private practice revenue. So to figure out your take-home income, you need 4 pieces of information. You'll need to know how many billable hours that you're going to work in a year, what you're going to charge on average to your clients, your annual expenses, and your tax rate. And here's the kicker. If your estimates are off, what you'll actually make will be far different than what you've expected or planned for. But have no fear. Here are 5 steps that you can go through yourself so you can have the confidence you need in your estimated numbers. Step 1, you need to estimate your billable hours. You need to ask yourself, how many clients do I want to see in a week, or can I see in a week? If you're counting on consistently billing more than 30 hours every single week, your numbers are probably off. In my experience, most therapists settle between 15 to about 20 billable hours per week because of cancellations, no-shows, lighter week, non-client work, illnesses, you name it. And that's only when they get their private practice off the ground. Early on, you may have weeks with only a couple of clients. Then you need to ask yourself, how many weeks will I actually work in a year? Sure, there's 52 weeks in a year, but you're not going to be working all of them. You're going to take vacation, you're going to take stat holidays most likely, sick days, personal days, trainings, professional developments, conferences. So be realistic on how much you're actually going to work. So, for example, if you average 18 billable hours a week and you work 46 weeks in a year, that's 828 billable hours total. Step number 2, we need to figure out what your billable rate is. This one's pretty straightforward, but you need to remember to adjust for any discounts, sliding scale rates, pro bono rates that you plan to offer. So let's say that your standard rate is about $150 per hour, but 10% of your sessions are going to be discounted to $100 an hour for clients who need it. That's going to bring your average billable rate to $145 an hour. In step 3, we're calculating your private practice revenue. With 828 billable hours a year at $145 an hour, you're looking at roughly $120,000 in revenue. Remember, that's revenue in your private practice. Step 4 is to tally up your expenses and subtract them from your revenue. And this is where we take all the costs of running your private practice. So think about all the things that you need to spend your money on. Things like rent, utilities, phone, and the internet, insurance, association fees, and the cost of your business license, software to run your practice, banking and credit card processing fees, office supplies, laptop, furniture, and equipment. And don't forget about accounting, bookkeeping, and possible legal costs for various contracts and if you decide to incorporate. There are fees related to your website and marketing, admin fees, if you decide to hire support to run administrations, and also professional development and consultation. And this by far is not an exhaustive list, but it's a good start. You need to figure out what each of your expenses will likely be and come up with a grand total. Don't guess what they are. Actually research what the true costs are of all these things I've listed. Let's say your expenses add up to $35,000 a year. That leaves you with $85,000 of taxable income. And again, I want to emphasize that this will be the case if you actually bill for 18 hours every working week. In your first year, you might bill for half of that or a third of that, significantly reducing your income. So again, be realistic. Finally, in step 5, we subtract income taxes because, of course, we have to pay those. To figure out your taxes, you can talk to an accountant. Or if you're in Canada, you can use a site like taxtips.ca. I'll link it in the description. Just select the province that you live in, pop in your pre-tax income into the self-employment income field, and it will tell you what your estimated tax bill will be. In British Columbia, where I live, the tax bill on $85,000 from private practice would cost $22,885. Now, you subtract your taxes from your taxable income, and that final number is your take-home income. And that's the number that really matters. I hope that this video will help you accurately estimate your income so you can honestly decide if private practice is worth it for you. If you have any questions, tips, or corrections, drop a comment below. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel for more tips, tricks, and guides on how to run a private practice.